Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Xavier McClain, aka Xavier McClain, aka 3 Truly, and I'm back, man, with another episode of Truly Talks. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Xavier McClain, aka Xavier McClain, aka 3 Truly, and I'm back with another episode of Truly Talks. Today we got a group of people, my young bulls. It's like, but we got our freshman class here today. I think it was important to have them on here because I think they're going through a transformation in their life right now where like a lot of stuff is very different. So obviously basketball, school, like I said, life in general, they're just making a big jump in, to the men they're going to be. And they play basketball with me every day. So I want y'all to meet them. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and, we'll get it rocking.
What's up? I'm Tristen, a.k.a. Big 21, a.k.a. The Ticket.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cam.
What's up, y'all? I'm Jackson, a.k.a. BB.
My name is just Jack.
What's up, y'all? I'm Darren, a.k.a. D-Will.
And I'm Evan Barlow.
I bet. All right, bro. So the first question for real, bro, obviously everybody, is just not getting to know y'all. So, we'll start with Ed, but, just kind of talk about how you guys got to FGCU and, what was ultimately the decision to come here.
Yeah, so for me, it's a little bit different. So my trainer knows the old athletic director, so I got connected that way. And then when I came down here, I met with PC, and he said there were some people behind the scenes of FGCU and the basketball team that were supporting me. Kind of gave them the look at me, so that's kind of how I got here.
Okay.
And I chose FGCU because, coming around the culture and the team was always something I just wanted to fit in right away.
For sure.
Me, I definitely got connected to FGCU by it being Philly oriented, like PC being from Philly, Rod coming down here his freshman year being from Philly. So it was definitely a connection with the people that was down here. So that's what made it another good choice for me. And it was a lot of coaches and stuff. I know a lot of my AAU coaches and high school coaches. So they grew up together. So I know I was going into good hands.
For sure.
Mine was so I started playing when I played at City Palms. That was whenever I started talking to Coach Francis. And then I just started building a connection, and it was just pretty much a obvious decision for me.
For me, it was a little bit different. One of the assistant coaches, Hootie, he saw me play. He was actually there to see someone else play. And he kind of a few months down the line, he had made a few notes from that game, and he decided to hit me up. And it was actually kind of late. I wasn't expecting it at all. And when I came on the visit here, I honestly wasn't expecting it to like as much as I did. And after the visit, I was like, this really is the place for me. And it was just obvious to me at that point. I just love the culture here. I love being around you guys. Very thankful for that.
Look at me when you talk, BB. I'm the host. Say that.
Just everything that this university and the environment brings is just something that I couldn't pass up on.
Respect.
So I've known Coach Francis for a little bit, and growing up, I would always talk to him and stuff, but it was never nothing recruit until I got really older. And then he allowed me to come on a visit here, talk to the coach and everything. And talking to everybody, I realized I was the only Florida kid. So just meeting everybody, new demographics from different people, right. I just feel like this was the right place for me.
For sure.
Mine was a little different because I was committed to Fairfield University before, and then I had decommitted and I couldn't play my senior year. So I had to make a quick jump, and I had to transfer to a school where I could play and be seen. And then Coach Kyle, he knew a lot of people that I knew. He knew both my strength conditioning coach. He went to school with my strength conditioning coach, and he also knew my basketball trainer. So a lot of people was telling me about him and that there's good people out here. And I connected with Chambers, and then it was a fast process. I visited during the season, in the middle of my season, in the middle of the FGCU season, and then within a month after my visit, I committed here. So yeah,
that's what's up. I remember when I was a freshman, going through my whole recruiting process and trying to figure out where I was going to go. I know it was very stressful for me, just figuring out where I wanted to go. And I made my decision fairly early, right before the season of my senior year. Excuse me. Just to kind of get it out the way. But I understand how it can be coming to a situation. There's a lot of excitement, but there's also a lot of nerves as well. You want to be the best player you can be. I'm sure all you guys had teammates, other players you guys played against that you always compare yourself to. some of them playing like they about to go to the league, some not playing. So you always kind of want to find your footing in the right way to kind of represent where you're from. So I definitely understand how it is. Speak about, the transition from high school to college in the biggest way. And I think for like I said, for me, like I was the guy, like I'm still the guy, but I was the guy, like I was a popular kid, I was a smart kid. I was obviously the best player on my team. But then I came into a situation where, well, my freshman experience was kind of different, and I'll get into that later, but you come into a situation where you understand like, like it's a lot of stuff I need to learn. So like, just speak on how that was. I know you guys came in the summer, which was a huge advantage from, what I had. So like, speak about that and speak about, kind of like who you was in high school. And then when you got to college, how you kind of not rebranded yourself, but had to basically reinvent yourself all over again.
I'll say for me, like my high school years, I kind of developed each year. I got better and better in my senior year. My junior, senior year, that's kind of like when my recruitment kind of took off, and I became like a pretty good player. And then I feel like my transition, it was difficult at first because like I came from being a man, like I was averaging like 20 points a game or something like that, and then like I'm like questioning coach like whenever I come out the game, like why are you taking me out? Now it's like, damn, I hope I get back in. So it's like I feel like it's a lot of things that are different from high school. Like I'm away from home. I'm playing against grown men, like 24, 23-year-olds. I'm 19, so that's different. I say that the rigors of like traveling is different from like high school, way different. And then like keeping up with schoolwork. So it's definitely like things to get used to and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I would also say like what Tris was talking about progressing every year in high school. Like probably freshman through junior year, I was only like 5'10", and then senior year, I grew to like 6'1". But I was never really highly recruited because I was never big. And then I ended up growing a little bit during the summer.
Ken, that was crazy. I'm gonna be for real. We're gonna chill. That's the first one of the episode. We was doing good.
All right.
Continue though. But you good though. Continue. But go ahead. Fact, you were never, I got you undersized.
Coming in during the summer, I feel like it helped me a lot because there's a lot of stuff you can't do that you could have done in high school, like certain moves that's not going to work, like putting the ball right out in front, where maybe you could beat someone in high school because they're not as skilled of a defender. And then, but in college, they just, And then, but honestly, I feel like it's been great, like experiencing everything, just getting to know everybody and know everybody's game. And I feel like playing with the older guys, like Zay and all the other seniors and stuff, and other freshmen, knowing their games and stuff is going to get me a lot better in the long run.
For sure.
For me, like being in high school, I'm a little bit more used to how college is as being a freshman. Number one, because my older brother, he was a freshman at Michigan last year, and just hearing the stuff that he went through, playing, then not playing, not knowing when you're gonna play, just hearing all those different things, like it's so chaotic. But him going through that helped me a lot because now I know what to expect, and I know even though it's so chaotic, you can't get caught up in that.
Right.
And just knowing that I just need to control what I can control, and if I do that, then it should take care of itself. There's no reason in putting all that extra anxiety into it when you can't control it.
For sure.
For me, it was my freshman and sophomore year. I wasn't recruited at all, and it was just I was very small as well as Cam, but my junior year I wasn't recruited that much either. My junior year I wasn't recruited much either. It was my senior year, like around like Christmas time, it really like skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And I started talking to all these coaches, and then FGCU finally just came in, and I just like jived with them very well. And I wasn't the best player on my high school team because I had two other Division I guys, and one of them went to University of Kentucky, and the other one went to Mercer. But I feel like that kind of helped me because coming here, I knew I wasn't going to be like the guy, but I was kind of used to that in high school. So I feel like that kind of helped a lot. But the hardest part for me is kind of mixing in the schoolwork with hoops too.
Similar to like what Tris and Cam said, like start of high school, it was just like stacking D's like each year, just like stacking layers, getting better and stuff. Because it was similar to like how my freshman year is now. It was similar to how it was in high school, like little sparse minutes, like you don't really know when you're gonna touch the floor. So making the best of each and every opportunity. But I would say like also like Jack too. I wasn't recruited a lot my freshman year, sophomore year. I got my first offer going into junior year. Boy, I remember I was in my basement in my room where I was by myself. I got that first call from Drexel. I said, "Oh my gosh!" But after I hung up, bro, I'm sitting there. I'm just thinking, God, I'm like, "Yo, finally, like we got the train rolling." But like the leap from high school to college, it was like it's definitely eye opening. Like you see what you getting yourself into, how you gotta be prepared and stuff. The physicality, the speed of the game, like you just gotta take your focus to another level, and that's what I realized. But I think like having like a big bro like you, Rod, all of y'all, but that like help out a lot and make stuff easier, like make the transition easier.
For sure.
So for me, in high school, first 2 years, so freshman, sophomore year, I wasn't much. I didn't really understand the game so much because I hadn't played it. Like I didn't really play growing up. So I started to understand a little bit more. And then my junior year, it started to click, and I started going to my body. Pause. That might be a little crazy, but I started to understand like that in my like where I played, I was like faster than everybody. My first step was always quicker, so it's a different game going from being able to just dribble blow by everybody versus when you get to college, that stuff doesn't work. Like you have to have moves in the bag.
Yeah.
And so just being able to watch, like Zay does it really well, driving to the hoop, just like being able to watch certain players and how they get their first step and how it's so effective, it really helped me be able to like think about it and be able to execute it. So it's just watching the game, especially these first few months, really helped me pick up like the game more and just starting to understand a little bit.
Right, for sure. We'll go to D-Will and Jack simply because you guys, spoke on like City of Palms and stuff like that. Obviously, that's been a big tournament for a long time, and you guys got the opportunity to play in it. Really spotlight you guys in front of a lot of different coaches that may not have seen y'all at y'all's areas. So just speak about what that did for your recruitment too, and like how that kind of, not even just for your recruitment, but for your overall confidence.
For me, like when I came to City of Palms in December, cause I committed at FGCU, like I would say earlier than most normal people. Like I committed end of junior year, so went to City of Palms senior year. But that was like some good exposure. Like first game, played on NBA TV, playing against Columbus, like the Boozer Twins and stuff like that. You got their dad in the crowd. You got Melo there. You playing in front of big time people and stuff like that, and people that have been in the league. So that was fun. And boy, I was getting busy in front of Melo, so that was boosting my confidence. Like afterwards, I was watching the film and stuff, seeing how he was reacting. So that definitely helped my confidence. Like knowing, like, all right, I'm thinking to myself, game recognized game. So that was definitely a confidence booster. But going to City of Palms was definitely a great experience. You get to see the different type of levels it is that come with the game. Like knowing, like seeing different work you got to put in and stuff like that. So that helped a lot.
For me, I mean, I'm not from like a big city. I'm from a small town in West Kentucky, so I had like no looks. Like nobody was coming to West Kentucky to see us play. And whenever I got to City Palms, I had like 3 offers. And then after that, it kind of just skyrocketed. I averaged a triple-double. But I didn't play in the big bracket like we played in the small town classic. And that obviously boosted my confidence a lot when I started talking to all the coaches. And it just like after that, it like just all clicked. And I just kept getting better every day and just kept playing better.
Right. No, I keep it because, you spoke on that, you being from a, more rural area. Coming here, is it similar or is it kind of a culture shock? Like, how is it?
Yeah, it's kind of a culture shock because I've never really been to like, besides like playing AAU tournaments, big cities. Would you like consider this a big city though? No. Well, it's different though because like it's cold as shit from where I'm from. It's cold as shit. It's cold. But like when I got here, I was like, yeah, this tough. I like this.
Yeah, respect. BB, you're from Kentucky too. Well, I don't know if you're from Kentucky, but you spent a lot of time in Kentucky. Speak about your transition. You've kind of been all over, so you kind of adapted to a lot of different places. So I'm sure this is probably no different, but you come from a similar background, similar style of play. That's where you kind of became the player you are a little bit. So, how's that transition been for you as well?
It's been pretty smooth. I would say the biggest adjustment for me is more of the lifestyle. Um, Being in high school, I'm like super close to my family. Like we do absolutely everything together. So like, I was always with them. Like I wouldn't be with hang out with friends as much as most people would. But when I got here, it's like I'm not around my family a lot. So it's
Right.
like, what do I do with that time? And I think the biggest thing for me is just knowing how to manage that time as best as possible. That's
Sure.
been the biggest adjustment for me.
Yeah. Speaking on family, that's a great point you just made. Tris, I know you're very close with your mom. Like, just speak on, like, you know, y'all's relationship. And like for me, I'll say, like, when I got to college, and I mean, y'all know me, y'all see how I am. I'm very like militant in my approach in a lot of ways. So like, I barely talk to my family like throughout the week, like, cause I made it a point. I used to always tell myself, like, every time I come home, whether it's Christmas, summer, whatever, I want to come back better than the last time they saw me. So when I left the crib, it was like, okay, boom, come Christmas time, I don't want them to still see the same Zay that just graduated high school. So it was almost like I kind of wanted to duck off a little bit. Now don't get me, I didn't cut off my family and nothing, but like it was one of those things where like I really like made it a point to just lock in. And so like it was tough though, because you come from like a super supportive family, supporting cast, like people who really love you, to tell them like, yo, like I can't talk to you this week because I'm trying to chase my dream. Like it sound cool when it's just a thought, but when you actually doing it, it's like, bruh. So like, you know, speak on how, you know, how that's been for you. Obviously you got siblings as well. So like, just how, like, what's that been like? How's the bond been? I'm sure it's probably just grown even more since you've been away. So, you know, speak on that.
Like growing up, my dad wasn't really in my life like that. So it was always just me and my mom. So I would say since a young age, you know, me and my mom, we always connected. She always had my back, like no matter what. So like she used to travel to my AAU tournaments, and like we was going to Kansas City, we was going all over the country, and she was going there. So like the AAU director was like, "What are you gonna do when you go to college?" She was like, "The same shit, like you mean."
Yeah.
Like y'all all seem like she's doing the same thing, like she traveling to our away games, stuff like that. And I feel like some of my best games this season, like she been there, and I feel like the difference is like, you know, sometimes we all got like those doubts in our mind, and like every time like she's always there to like silence those doubts that I have sometimes and always help build me up. So I feel like I realized that I needed that the most being away sometimes, and that I gotta find that in myself. She always like built me up and helped me through whatever. But I feel like now that's something that I gotta learn to do on my own. But that's something that brought us closer. Like having her to lean on my rough days is definitely like something that brought us closer.
Right. Now, Cam, I mean, obviously you're not too far away. So, you know, you're with your family a lot, bro. But obviously, like, just the rigors of college itself is different. Obviously, you have an older sister who goes to Texas. She plays high major basketball. So obviously, you know what that experience can be like, I guess, through her lens a little bit. But it's always different when you're in it. So, like, how has your experience been? How supportive? I mean, I'm sure your family's been supportive, but how much of a role and how much of a shoulder, you know, is your family to lean on as well?
Yeah, so I honestly I talk to my family every day, but like they told me when I went back home for Christmas, it was like we're not going to like try and like put pressure on you to talk to us every day if you don't want to. Like if you're having a bad day or something, you just want to be by yourself. But I feel like honestly, like I talk to my sister like a lot. Like we call every day and stuff. But like honestly, we got a lot closer probably my sophomore year because she had tore her ACL. And then like seeing her go through all that was just like hard. And then she did it again like the next year. And then she was just going through all that. So it was just like it brought us closer as a whole family. But every day I just try and like I just try and live in the moment because you never know like when the game can get taken from you for forever or how long. So
For sure. Now, as far as Ev, man, like obviously, you know, you're going through a little bit of an injury right now too. So that just adds an extra layer of just, you know, you kind of just having to figure out stuff on your own. I mean, obviously, you know, we saw your mom was here and stuff like that. So, you know, that just tells, you know, the family dynamic that you have as well. But, you know, just kind of speak about how you kind of navigate through all of this and, you know, how you kind of, you know, manage.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, back in high school, my parents, like, I was always around them, you know, every day. So when I moved out, I was like, well, I'm on my own. Like, I want to be on my own. I don't need like parented every day. So they kind of let me go. So, I mean, I still talk to him every day, text him every day, but I probably won't call him. I call him once a week maybe, just unless I need something else. But I mean, they always come down if I need them. So like when I had surgery, I texted them. I was like, "Yeah, can you be down for my surgery?" They're like, "Absolutely." I mean, my dad was flying out. I gave him 2 days notice, and he was down here in 2 days. So, I mean, they're always there. They're always traveling. So, especially my dad. I think he's in Mexico. So I mean, he's always in the air. But no, when I need him, he's always here for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What are some you can just keep it. What are some practices that you guys have like picked up while being in college? Because I know there's obviously things that you kind of have to like. There's certain habits you gotta develop, right? And so, like for me, like it was like reflecting every day. Like I don't know if in high school, I may have, but I don't know if in high school I reflected on the day or reflected on my life as much as I do now. Simply just because like I just needed something to kind of keep me present and keep me kind of going. Like what are some things that like, you know, you guys may have developed or, you know, some interests that you guys may have, you know, came up with that you didn't necessarily know you had when you were in high school to kind of just keep you motivated and keep you going?
I think for me, my biggest thing I picked up was like in high school, I didn't study at all for any tests or anything. Like I didn't do anything outside of school, like going to school. So when I got here, now that I'm online for all 5 of my classes, getting in the books and studying, like going to the HARC, the academic buildings, that's kind of my getaway, my reset. So picking up study habits, stuff like that, just going in and really starting to pay attention to my classes, kind of what gets me set to go back for the next day. And
so you wasn't paying attention before you got here?
I ain't gonna lie, not at all. Like, it was just show up, get it done. But really, until I got to college, I wasn't really paying much attention in school. I mean, I'd skip. I'm not gonna lie, I'd skip a lot of school. But it doesn't work around college. So I mean, yeah, they called me out. I just tell, high school was not fun for me, but being able to take classes you want to, it really helps.
Right.
Understand the material, you enjoy it. So for me, getting in the books really helped.
Something I picked up overall, like from high school to college, is like having a mindset of overall just like taking a step forward each day, like in any aspect, just like getting better. So like rather that be getting shots up, studying, getting some work done, watching film a little bit or something, but just not being stuck in mud or in quicksand, like just taking one step each and every day. And that's like mainly what it was. But because in high school, I found myself being a little complacent, like after you have a good game or something, all the net pages, media pages posting you, Darren did this, Darren did that, and you just living in your like in that stage of where it's like, all right, I'm cool, I'm chilling, like I'm good. But no, like I peep in college, like it's always somebody on your bumper, so you gotta like keep pushing and keep the train rolling. You can't get stagnant.
Facts, for sure.
My kind of getaway was kind of just being by myself and just having time with myself, because in high school, like I was always with somebody. Like I always wanted to do stuff with people. So like here, even if it's like just working out by myself, like I feel like that helps me a lot, because like even if I just have like my headphones on, just listen to music, like I feel like I get a lot better doing stuff like that, just being by myself and just getting better.
For me, I would say this is something I did a little bit of in high school, but it's something I've really tried to be a lot more consistent with in college, is having a routine. Because with college, like there's a whole bunch of different stuff that like with schedules, like a whole bunch of different stuff happens in a day. Right. But if you have a routine, you know what you have to do to accomplish what you need to every single day. And I think for me, that really helped, whether it be like just praying every morning, just giving thanks. That's something I've started to do a lot, is just like 3 things I'm thankful for every day. Just thank God for them. And I think that's really helped me have the mindset of no matter what happens in a day, like I don't have to be here. Like God didn't have to wake me up this day, but he did. So it's a blessing. Like no matter what happens, it's to me, every day is a good day, because it's a day that I've been allowed to impact someone else's life, or someone's been allowed to impact my life. So I think that's been the biggest thing for my development.
Wait, what was the things you were thankful for today?
Thankful for today?
That's a good question.
Safe travel. Safe travel. Yeah. Yeah. Our games, even though, I mean, they didn't go well, still got them. Yeah. And I always pray about this before every game, but everyone being free from injury.
No, I would say also like keeping a routine, trying to wake up around the same time every day, maybe go shoot before practice, after practice, something, just to keep my mind free from all the distractions. But I would say, because I always pray before games whenever we link up during the national anthem. So I've been trying to do that more, honestly, like in the dorm, because I didn't grow away from God, but I just haven't been praying as much and just been doing it like the way I should be in like my sense. But I've been trying to do that more and just find my way with God a lot more. So I feel like that's helped me a lot because it's allowed me to just honestly reflect on me and my days, and just whether I've had like a good day or a bad day, I could always end it off as a good day.
I say one routine is probably praying before the games with my mom. Like if she comes to the game, like I'll find her, make time to like see her before the game. We hold hands, we pray together. Like I might ask her like, "Yo, could we pray for this, that, and the third one game?" Or could you add this in the prayer? Or one game I might pray, and that's something I do before every game. Like I might call her if it's an away game or she can't make it, but I pray with my mom before the games because me and her like really close. And then something else that I do on my own is I meditate. Like just slow down, take a deep breath because we got a lot going on. It's easy to like think too far in the future or look too far in the past. Like sometimes when I meditate, it just helps me stay present. Like I start meditating a little bit before the games, just so I could just stay present in the moment, not think too far ahead, not think too far behind, but just take a deep breath and really just calm myself down.
Respect. Nah, the reason why I asked you guys that question, bro, because it's extremely important to have that. You never want to lose sense of yourself, and it's very easy to when you try and chase success, when you try and chase like the next step. It's easy to lose what got you there. So like having certain practices that kind of keep you grounded, keep you sane, keep you in your right mind, bro. Like super important, bro. Super important. I have an individual question for all of y'all, and so I need the most honest answer. Keep it cool, when you're talking in front of people. Act like you got some sense. But but nah. So we'll start with Trist. So Trist, how'd you feel after your very first practice in the summer?
I was cool. I would say it was more so the first practice we had, like the official like NCAA practice.
Okay, during this fall.
During the fall, I almost didn't make it through. I mean, cause I was like, y'all know me, like I sweat a lot, right? So it's like a 2.5, 3 hour practice, and I'm like, all right, cool. Towards the end, like I'm sweating a lot. I start cramping, and it's like I'm just cramping. So I'm like, I gotta get some water. Coach, like I need something to drink. Like I'm cramping, like. And afterwards, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do nothing, but we still got study hall. I still got to get something to eat. Like, I'm like, this is what I got to do every day. Like, and it was like a little bit of that. Like, all right, I got to change some things. Like, I got to drink more water. I got to eat right. I got to really take care of my body. And if I want to compete at a high level every day, I got to do things at a high level, like eat, sleep. That kind of, I feel like that was my thought process after the first practice. Like, all right, I can't. It's not like where I could just wake up 30 minutes before and go practice, and it's not like high school anymore. It's like this is serious, and like the attention to detail is different. Like coach say something, you gotta pick it up because he's not gonna repeat it. If he drop a play, you can't. What was that? It was like I probably say the attention to detail rose when we started practice too.
Okay, Cam, whenever you're in practice and you see this person in front of you. Well, who is the person when you see him in front of you where you're like, I'm definitely gonna try to score right now?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Look, and it can't be a freshman.
Okay, Brandon Dwyer.
No, he don't count. Everybody can say that.
All right,
Everybody can say BD. Shout out BD too.
Yeah, my guy. I'm sorry, but honestly, I like going to Dow. I like challenging myself, trying to challenge him. So I feel like I would say Dow.
Okay, that's what's up. BB. Like that. Yeah, it's like that. Nah. How did it feel going back home? You know, playing in front of familiar people, and just being in that environment again.
It was cool. It was kind of similar to us playing against Richmond, just because my family flew down for that game too, and it was me playing against my brother. But going back to Louisville, Kentucky, it felt different because I mean we're there for a different mission, so it's like I'm home, but like I'm not really home.
Right.
It's like I'm not there to hang out with friends. I'm there to win games. I'm there to win games. Friends were at the game, but
yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, and that's twice today too.
Yeah, it was cool being back home though. I'm glad that I got to be able to do that because I love seeing my family, and I know, especially my mom, she doesn't get to see me as much as she would like to. So I know that meant a lot to her as well.
That's what's up. What happened, Jack?
Touchdown.
It
was.
Same question, bro. How did it feel going back home?
Pretty much the same thing as them. Like, it was cool to be home, but like we were there for a different thing. Like, I wasn't there to socialize. Like,
yeah. But
it did feel good. Like, I mean, like I had some friends and family there, so like when they were like yelling in the crowd, I was like, oh yeah, this feels like high school kind of. So it was definitely cool, and it was a good experience. And it was now that was like we're halfway through conference. Now it's just like we got to finish it.
Okay, bet. What's up, bro? What was that first conversation with PC like?
Like first, like regarding like me being here, like officially on the team in college, or like
recruited. Like on the phone, like whatever, whether it was in whatever first conversation.
And was crazy. So like our like KG, like so I knew KG like before he even got down here to FGCU. So he was like hitting me up over at LaSalle and stuff. I would see him like freshman year and stuff like that. And when he at LaSalle, I'm like, I'm not going there, bro. Like, and he could see the look on my face. But it was like once he got to FGCU, he like even started hitting me up even more. And it was crazy because in my 7th grade year, I was figuring out what high school I was trying to go to, and I went to go practice at a school back at home in Philly called Roman Catholic. And when I was there for a workout, like trying to go to that school, PC was actually walking in there to recruit somebody, and we was walking at the same time. And I realized who he was. This is when he was at Penn State. So I'm like, yo, like I'm in front of a college coach right now, like. But I'm just like, what's up, coach, and all that. It was a little brief conversation, but then it was like fast forward to the future. He my head coach now, so that's pretty cool, I think. But that first convo, it was cool. It was real genuine. Like you could tell, I'm talking to a Philly guy, so it was cool though. We related on a lot of things. And what's crazy, it was like, yo, I'm on the phone with Florida Gulf Coast, and then I got offered while I was at Top Golf. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Yeah, right. Went out there and tried to go swing some like some golf clubs, but no, it was cool though. It was cool talking to him. It was real exciting because it was like I had a feeling I was gonna get offered by them because I'll see KG at some tournaments, but it would be like some weeks that we'll go without talking to each other and stuff. But then like towards where they started to offer me and stuff, we was talking a lot, probably about like 2 weeks straight. So I was like, all right, they got to be coming soon. But it was good talking to him, though.
Yeah. Ev. Simple question. How's the recovery going?
It's going good. I mean, I feel like from my perspective, I feel like I'm ahead of where I'm supposed to be. I mean, I'm getting my arm moving. Like we're supposed to be at like 90 degrees, moving it to the side. And we're a little bit above 90, probably about 110. So I feel like I'm going pretty good. I mean, I'm not sitting in pain anymore. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, it's been going good so far.
It's not outside of basketball that I like about FGCU. Like, it's a little connected with basketball, but it's like hanging out with you guys, like hanging out with the ball team, like having that connectivity, like that I think like a lot of teams need, like especially to be successful. But like we really all like each other. Like we really bind together. It's not like it's all genuine and stuff. But Another thing I like is like the weather. Like being from Philly, like you really get the main parts of every season, like spring, winter, fall. You really get those seasons. Like it's not like, oh, it's a little warm in the winter and stuff like that, like it is down here, but or a little better at least than it is at home. But that's another part, like the weather, like it's kind of even all year round, so that's pretty cool. Like you could go to the pool in November, and it's like, yo, what am I doing here? Like, so that's another part that I like a lot.
One of the things I like about FGCU besides basketball is like just kind of like the atmosphere at the games or like kind of everything, because like when we had that first home game against St. Bonaventure and it was whiteout, that was crazy.
You were scared.
Yeah, I was a little nervous when I went in the first time. And then and like all the donors, they're like super supportive. Everybody's at the games, they're always supporting no matter what. So yeah, that's one thing.
I'll say one thing for me is I like kind of how peaceful it is here. I like having my own time each and every day. Like I can't go a day without like just being by myself, like just recharging or like just being away from people. I just need that out of each and every day. And y'all get on me for walking everywhere and all that, but that's kind of my way of just being to myself. I like being outside. I like just being around nature. So having those peaceful moments in a stressful environment. I mean, college, you have work. I mean, being an athlete, you have a lot more to worry about. So taking advantage of those peaceful moments is something that I really like about this place.
And I'm gonna piggyback first off what D-Will said, how all of us are all so close. Like especially the freshmen, but like hanging out with the entire team, we're all close. Like all of us have formed like a genuine bond with each other. And I feel like that helps us on the court in practice, because on the court it's competitive. Like in practice, you could be going head to head. Like, all right, you could be competing. You could be competing with each other, bro. You could be competing with each other, but off the court, like y'all cool. But the second thing I would say the environment, like going outside, looking out the window, like it's different from Orlando because it's still in Florida, but there's really no beaches in Orlando, no palm trees. So like looking out the window, like there's a man-made beach on campus, so it's like you really can't complain about that.
Right.
So and the beach is like 25 minutes away, like. And sometimes I'll just go on like some drives just to go get food. Maybe I'll choose a place like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But just to do something, just to stay in my comfort zone, just stay by myself, go get something to eat, come back with some comfort food. So just be some calm.
So I'll probably say something that I like outside of basketball is like the bond that we had as a team, and then like more important as freshmen. Like I thought it was gonna be different cliques like formed, and I thought me and D was gonna be closer than like I was with other people. But like since I got on campus, like it was just a genuine bond. As soon as I got on campus with everybody, and I appreciate that. Like the little things that we do, like go get food as a team and stuff like that. Like that, I didn't really do that growing up, so I appreciate that. And then two, like I'm away from home, I'm away from my family, and I'm just learning how to be a man. Like every decision is mine. Kind of gotta live and learn through my mistakes and stuff like that. Like just being a man and finding myself, being away from home and my family, just finding myself for real.
Right. That's what's up, bro. All y'all say different stuff for the most part, so I think that's interesting. I feel like I thought all y'all was gonna kind of say the same thing.
What about you, Zach?
Was mine really out there?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, coming from New York. Nah, coming from where I was at though, bro, like it was very different. So like I think that like the way I expect my life to go, kind of, bro, like I expected it to be kind of hectic going forward. So like coming here was like the perfect time for me to kind of just have some type of calm before it really get crazy. So like wanting to be a pro, wanting to be successful, like all that stuff comes with its own like ties and turns. And I think coming here, like obviously I'm getting my master's and stuff like that too, but I think coming here like gives me like that perfect sense of like I can just sit in my room all day and kind of just go to sleep if I want to.
Yeah.
Like all my classes are online. I graduated from college, so I understand how it goes. It's really just basketball and go to the crib, and like that's heaven for real. So like, do y'all work, bro? Because when y'all see here, I got the same thing. But yeah, bro, it's just being able to just kind of just vibe and like not feel bad about it too, bro. Cause like you can feel like if you ever like in a situation where you just chilling, like you get to a point to where all of y'all have like done enough in your life to where you get to a point where you feel like you chilling, you feel like you doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're not supposed to be chilling. When in all actuality, bro, like you probably need to chill more now than you ever did before, because you just always just on the go. So like I kind of like have an excuse to kind of just chill, but like it's not an excuse because it's like a positive, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Another perk about college, bro, and like this was the most exciting part about me when I got to college. I was
Girls? No. I went to all boys school, so I couldn't wait to college.
We off that. Anyway, but it was the first time I came up on some bread for real.
That's
So like, just speak about that, bro. Cause for me, like, I come from a place, bro, where like, especially at my time, at the time,
Wait, at your time?
at the time,
Back in the day.
Like back in the day?
back in the day,
Good old days, right?
but 5 years ago, bro, if you had $20 in your pocket, you can do whatever you want for that. So like, coming to college, bro, and like actually seeing like 1,000, 2,000 in my account when I come home, it's like when I was a freshman,
do.
like facts. Like when I was a freshman, I was coming home like, yo, what's up? Like, what's good? So, bro, like, obviously that's a plus and that's super, super fun. So, kind of just speak on that, like, on how that is, bro. Obviously, everybody's situation is different. Like, so we ain't gonna talk about pockets, bro, but, you know, just talk about how that feeling is, too.
Like me personally, like I'm not like a big like go shopping, buy a bunch of stuff. I like stuff that I don't want to say like matters to me more than like materialistic things. So this Thanksgiving, my mom she wound up she bought an Airbnb. My sister bought the plane tickets for my mom and my sister to come out here. So I said, if y'all do that, I'll buy the food for the I'll buy the groceries for Thanksgiving. So it just felt good to just feed my family for and to know that it came from something that I worked so hard for and something that I love. And then like to have you guys there, like, I didn't say nothing in the moment, like, but it was just I just sat back and I'm just like, I kind of just sat there and I'm like, yo, I worked hard for this, you know, and seeing like the fruits of my labor and being able to say like as a 19-year-old man, like I fed my family, you know, a lot of people my age can't really say that. So that's something big for me. And like, you know, when I went home, you know, my mom, something happened to my house, you know, my mom wasn't doing so good, so I sent her some money, and it was like, it felt good being a man, you know, being able to take care of my family. So I feel like that's something I enjoy about having money now.
Yeah, I would say, like, I like to go shopping a little bit, but I don't really like to spend money. Like, whenever, like, I be getting bread, I'll try and save it. Like, I wouldn't even invest it. I'll just keep it in there, keep it in my wallet and stuff. And I don't like to spend cash, so anything that's really on my card, I don't know. I just think about it, like, in different ways. It's, like, numbers, but I still try not to spend as much. But honestly, just, like, buying food, because I've been trying not to eat as much, like, fast food and, like, Chipotle and stuff anymore. And like cooking, like saving money. So, and especially when I go back home, like my mom's cooking, so I get to save some bread then, and then you get some extra to really do a little bit of whatever you want to an extent. But I just feel like it's been pretty good.
For me, it's been like a huge adjustment. I don't like spending money at all. I live with my parents and my grandparents, so my grandpa worked for an insurance company, so he was very he made sure he taught me like to spend your money well, to save it well. So as soon as I started, like checks started coming in, I put it straight to my
coming in. You get money like that.
we haven't gotten multiple.
Checks started coming in. Okay.
As soon as I started getting a little bit of money, I put it straight to my savings, because I have some things I want to buy, like a car. I don't have a car, so I definitely want to get that at some point, even if it's a few years down the line. But just being mindful of the resources that I have, I know that's really important. It shows a lot about your character and your discipline, so I know it's not something to take lightly.
For me, I like spending money. I like to spoil myself a little bit. Like I like to go out and get some clothes, but like it's really been I've really been grateful for the money that we've gotten because this year I was able to get my family stuff for Christmas and like I've never been able to do that. So I mean like get my mom something like she's always getting stuff for me and my brothers. Like I got a big family, so my mom has to do Santa for like 4 kids. So it was like it just felt good that I could get back to my mom. So I was grateful for that.
For sure.
Kind of like what Jack said, it felt good, like, and like what Tristen said as well, like giving back to my family, like just sending my mom money, sending my dad money, my brothers, and not even letting them know though, like just out the blue, and they text me like, what this for? And I'm like, just cause, like, cause I just want to like make sure you're right, like just go do whatever you want, like you want to go get food, you want to go shopping, do something, but like Jack too, I like spoiling myself, so that was nice though. But like otherwise from like the spending like aspect, like also like in a growing aspect as well, like learning how to save your money, like learning how to just be patient, just wait to get what you want, and like not being so impulsive and seeing stuff that you want at the moment, but like learning that discipline and learning how to stack and save.
So for me, it's a little different because in high school I actually worked my senior year. So I was making money in high school and with my parents home. Like they were like, "Don't spend it. Why are you gonna spend it? What are you gonna spend it on?" So I always started investing like right away. And so for me, like when I get a paycheck, I don't really look at it as money. I throw it to the like stock market or something, and don't really look at it. Just no point looking at it until I need the money, especially in college. Because I mean, I'm fortunate where my parents pay for like my food. So every time school gives us money, I just put it to the side, invest it. From there, it's like I don't really need to do anything with it.
So you send us some cash.
Money then.
I hear you. I'm splurging.
You're right.
That's just me. This is my first. I mean, I'm in a lot of ways, bro. I'm in the same boat as y'all. Just from the sake of like NIL, scholarship, like coming from like Columbia, bro. Like none of that stuff was really in place. And a lot of the money I used to get was actually from the military because my parents were military, so I would get a check every month. But like a lot of that was going to paying my tuition, like my financial aid. Like, don't get me wrong, like it costs like $100,000 to go to Columbia, and I was paying $8. So like, you can kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
You got to bite the bullet for real. But I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like to come here and like and just get bread that like ain't a loan, it's just yours. It's like you really be like, it actually makes you want to like grind in the gym more though, because it's like, bro, I did this and I'm getting this, bro. Like imagine if I just put in a little bit more work and how much I could really start making for real. So like it's obviously motivation. It's fun when you get that check. It's when you get that email. Like that junk is just lit. And I think it's also a bonding moment that we also have too though, bro. Because it's like you really like. I don't know, I look at it from a different lens of like, bro, like, imagine just everybody being in the trenches and then like, out of nowhere, like somebody just come bring everybody food. Yeah. Like, we all just lit though. Right. And it don't matter what else is going on. It don't matter what's going on in life. You see that email.
I remember all the bus. You got the email.
Everybody got the email, bro. For some reason, life just become that much better, bro. Like, you could have just got an F, girl just broke up with you, like, everything crazy, that email make the pain go away for a good day. Like maybe the next day you like, dang, but like for that moment, bro, you feeling good. So like for me, bro, like that's what like I was really excited to just have the opportunity to be able to, you know, make a little bit of money and just do my thing. And you know, cop a couple things too. So that's what's up.
Another thing too, I don't know, I like puffing my chest out a little bit. Like I might be like, yo, I get paid tomorrow. Like what y'all? Like, I just got paid. Like that's how I get on the camera. I'm making a new player right now. I do something like that. So I feel like just having that little puff your chest out moment a little bit, it definitely is like boosting your morale.
Nah, bro, facts. Like I'm the type of friend. I'm definitely gonna spend my bread. Like, but I'm gonna make sure I save enough of it. But I'm gonna leave a nice portion for me to just kind of like go crazy with, be excited with, like. Like I remember when I got my car, like proud as hell that I got that car. And then like it's a Tesla. So like obviously when I posted and everything, everybody kind of like, yo, like you got the Tesla, like, hey, like, right, like how much you getting, right? So even though I didn't even get the whip with any of the money that like I got from here. It was just like I was able to. I had just graduated too, so I got a lot of money from graduating. And so instead of like spending that or like using that for real, like I got down here, had a couple dollars in my pocket, and I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw your story, I was like, oh.
Bro, but a lot of people thought like even from like my old school, like my coaches would hit me up like, yo, like how much money they giving you? I'm like, bro.
Damn, like,
yeah, like chill.
Like people ask you that. Yeah.
Nah, facts though, because I mean it's such a big thing now in college basketball. Like everybody kind of want to know the number. Like I know even when I was in the portal, like my other teammates who was in the portal, because the Ivy League is always like heavily recruited out of the portal because of like COVID over the last couple of years. First thing we was talking about like, yo, we trying to get a bag for real. Like once we get out of here, obviously as you get recruited, you understand it's more important things. But first thing you think about is like, what number they talking about? And so yeah, bro, like definitely enjoy yourself, bro. Like especially if it's your first time coming up on some bread, like you deserve to celebrate it. Obviously save your money for sure. Invest is a good thing. But yeah, bro, I can just imagine, you know, it's an exciting thing, just being able to have that. One thing. So everybody that was like, I got two things, pick one thing. One thing that you feel like, one piece of advice that you learned along the way that kind of resonates with you the most at this moment.
For me, what resonates with me the most, I think it's just knowing your role. I think it's big on and off the court, really. Just knowing, like, on the court, what's your job. 'Cause, I mean, for all of us, it's change for the most part. So just knowing what you got to do. And then off the court, I mean, knowing, like, when you get to work, what's your role? How can you provide? How can you help? How can you help your family? How can you help your friends? Stuff like that. So I think knowing your role is probably my biggest ticket of advice for sure.
One statement I got of advice is like, keep your confidence, stay true to yourself, and just remember like who you is. Cause like when you get into like new like trials and tribulations and stuff like that, like it's easy to forget who you is or things you used to do because you get caught up in like, damn, like I can't do this, or you comparing yourself and stuff like that. And everybody know comparison is the thief of joy. So it's like, don't compare yourself. Like just stay in the moment, keep your confidence, and just remember like what you did and who you are. Like you got yourself to this moment. Like you bust your ass and work for this. So it's like, just like continue believing in yourself and just keep pushing forward.
Right.
One piece of advice that I would say was never be satisfied. Because like in high school, after I committed, I was satisfied. Like I didn't work out as much. Like I was just complacent with what I've done. I was like, oh, I made it. But like now that I got here, I was like, oh shit, it's real. Like I gotta get in gear and like start working out more. So that's one thing. Never be satisfied.
I would say something kind of similar to that, but just a little bit different experience. Being complacent.
Pick something else, BB.
I'm gonna explain it a different way.
All right.
So
now, if you don't,
I will
pick a different thing.
All right, about it. So, being a freshman, not playing a whole bunch of minutes, it's easy to just take a back seat and be like, oh, like I can wait till next year, then I'll start working hard. But I think not being complacent is like, why wait when I can start doing that now? Like I can make the most of my development. I could work on my weaknesses, like everything I need to get better to be the best possible version of myself. There's no point in waiting to be the best possible version of yourself. Like that's why you have today,
right,
is to get better. So I think that for me is the biggest piece of advice.
Now pick something else.
Pick something else with that.
Something else.
Come back to me after.
Another thing, yeah, well, I got you.
Right.
I would honestly say stay in the gym because last year, when the season ended, like I wasn't gonna play baseball. Like I told my parents, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to college basketball. You feel me? But I ended up playing. I ended up having a good year, but during the year, it was just filled with baseball practices every day after school, the weekends, games. So like, I had to really take time out of like my day to go to the gym, like drive the extra, 25 minutes when I was going to practice, staying after a workout or going before. So I would say like coming here, just staying in the gym since it's really right here, and just continuing to do that. especially because I don't have baseball anymore. It's like a distraction.
Yeah.
But I would honestly just say staying in the gym.
So keep me real quick. So what made you play baseball, like, I guess your senior year, after you kind of already knew like basketball was like you're about to go? Like, what made you continue to play?
Because I had been playing baseball. Like, it was like 1A, 1B really my whole life. And then because I never really, because I wasn't as tall, like, or as like physically like as strong, so I never really threw hard because I pitched. So I never really threw hard. And then senior year when I got taller a little bit, my mom was like, all right, like just see how it is. Like, and I went in the fall. I was like, I'm not really messing with it, like the kids, whatever. And then when I came back in the spring, my mom was like, look, like you're playing whether you like it or not. So I was like, all right, so I might as well like just see what like the kids and the team's about. And then I ended up like throwing harder, and I ended up winning 4A Player of the Year last year as a pitcher. So honestly, I feel like it was a gift, like, and I'm glad like I listened to my mom, even though she's gonna watch this and be like, I told you so. But like meeting all them, because I never really was gonna talk to them like my friends last year on the baseball team, because I really just like I was a new student at that school last year, so I really just stuck to myself and like the basketball team and stuff. But honestly, I'm glad I did it. Like, I'm glad I went and played.
That's what's up.
Some advice I give to myself probably be not to be so hard on myself. A lot of times, and my mom get mad at me first. Like when something good happened, I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, what's next? I feel like sometimes that could block growth when you focus on like, all right, I ain't do too good. Like, I gotta get better, I guess. But you know, I think about like when I was a freshman in high school, I'm like, I was a swing player. I wasn't starting on varsity, so you know, just to see my growth from all the years and just to take that in stride, not to be too hard on yourself. Like this is a transitional period and a growth period. So to not be so hard on myself and give myself grace, I would say, to grow and make mistakes and learn from them instead of just dwelling on them and focusing like, oh, I made a mistake, like I can't do that right or anything like that. I'll probably say just give myself a little bit more grace so I can grow more.
That's what's up, bro. That's all good stuff. Don't forget about you.
Something a little bit to add on to what I said before. Staying in the moment. It's really easy to have your mind go all over the place when you're playing or just going through your day to day. But just being in college, like whether it be basketball or every like day life, like there's a lot going on. It's easy to get sidetracked, like think of the next thing that's ahead. Like I remember my first practice, because during the summer, I'd broken my arm, so I didn't actually get to play until like the last 2 weeks of summer.
Right.
Like y'all had already been going for, over a month at that point. So I felt like I was a little bit behind, and like my mind was just racing that first time I was playing. I was like so many different things going on. I didn't know what to focus on. But then I started just taking one thing at a time, like being patient, just focusing on taking each rep as best as I can. And once I started doing that, it was like, then I started maximizing everything. And that's when I started really seeing a change.
That's what's up, bro. Can I give y'all some advice?
Yeah.
I would say, bro, just always push yourself to the next level, bro. Like, and that kind of goes with being complacent, bro, but like, it's even more than that, though. Like, if you did 10, like, I know everybody said do 11, but like, see if you can go do 15. Like, try to be like the greatest that you can possibly be, bro. Cause like, I always tell people, like, if you travel from A to Z, bro, like, you're always gonna get to M, Q, R, but everybody try to go from A to B. And then you go from A to B to C. But when you do that, you're actually capping off your growth. You could probably develop faster if you wanted to. So always look at that, bro. Like A to B to C to D. Nah, go from A to Z. Try to go there as fast as possible. The right way, though. Now, is it the most effective way to go from A to B? If that's the most effective way, then do it that way. But if you know you can go from A to G, from G to M, like if you can do it that way, bro, do it that way. Don't be afraid to. Like that's in the weight room, that's in practice, that's in film, that's in anything, but that's in life. Like if y'all see any one of y'all doing something crazy, don't just let it happen.
Right.
Stop it before it happens. You know what I'm saying? So like just always challenge yourself, because then that gives you the opportunity and it gives you the trust from everybody else to challenge them. Like, I can't tell y'all what to do if I'm not out there doing it first. So, like, that's the biggest thing, bro. Just always do that. And then, like I said, bro, hold everybody accountable. Stick together, too. Like, we don't know what's going to happen after this year. But, like, this is the group y'all came in with. Try to stay as close-knit as you possibly can, bro. And then everything else, take care of yourself. For sure. But, yeah, bro. Of course, bro. Of course.
Appreciate it.
The elderly advice. No, I do appreciate all that.
For sure, bro. Of course, I'm always good. But nah, bro, that's it for the episode, bro. This was obviously a good one. You know, it's your boy Xavier McLean, aka Xavier McLean, aka 3 Truey, with Tristen, Kim, BB, Jack, D Will, Ev, and we out, man. Y'all have a good one.